Hello and welcome to Gift of the Gab. My name is Gabi. I own and operate Gift of the Gab. This is a language school in Ottawa, Ontario. I'm quite gifted at what I do. I'm a second generation teacher and translator. And so I would love to offer you some free content uh, to pass the government test or perhaps an immigration test. But here we'll be focused on government testing. The government test for Compréhension de l'écrit, just like you see it up here. Compréhension de l'écrit, it means understanding, comprendre, the written. Understanding the written. Compréhension de l'écrit means basically reading. To understand reading, we must know the words. Now, I offer all kinds of training, but this training here is entirely free. You should be able to pass this test very successfully. And so I will not change the rules halfway. No strings attached. I don't expect anything. If people like to give a donation, that is welcome, but that's for later on. First, let's focus on acquiring the language. In order to understand what we are reading, we need to know the words. French and English have a lot in common. They are both 40% Greek, 40% Latin. They are 80% the same language. I teach both French and English. I assure you, English grammar is not easy, but we rarely hear about it. Now, French grammar, on the other hand, is expected to be difficult. It's not quite as much when you come from an English perspective if you learn that way. This is for another part. What we are focused here ourselves is simply picking up the words. And so let's dive right in. D'accord? Here's my friendly logo to go with my friendly face. And here we go. Compréhension de l'écrit. We are going to highlight words and translate them. We don't care about answering questions yet. We don't want to be stressed out. Money, charging people. And when you are paying for training by the hour, that is a stress factor. By the hour, time is a major stress factor. Learning here for free should be very stress-free. And I do find that I get the most out of people when they are calm and they are enjoying themselves. That's how I find we learn best. Also, very flexible here. So, I don't see why you would have to pay for this kind of training, but I assure you, you're getting a lot more than what you're paying for. The idea being, people love to say, well, you get what you pay for. You get what you pay for. If it's free, I guess my training's useless. Please understand, I do this gainfully. I'm gainfully employed doing this. Now, we are going to use a document called Compréhension de l'écrit. This has been created by the School of Public Works. The idea here is that the government of Canada has a department that is a school. They teach a lot of things. They teach Excel. They teach saving up for your retirement. Well, they teach French, and they make wonderful documents. This document, we will start with 1 and then 2. 1, question 1, 1, question 2, and so on. There are a number of these. I will show you right now where to get this document, but I want you to know some people out there are tricky. There's a lot of dishonest people, dishonest schools. I will be talking about things that I consider dishonest or tricks of the trade, dirty things that are happening behind the curtains in French language schools. I won't attack people specifically. I don't think that's very, proper. But basically, I would like to inform you, the potential student, and so on. I consider you my student now. If you are here, you are now enrolled. You are welcome at Gift of the Gab. But I will be discussing all kinds of dirty tricks that schools do and pitfalls, bad habits that we don't want to get into when learning in another segment, another playlist. But this playlist will be entirely dedicated to Compréhension de l'écrit. And in this case, now let's go check out where to get the documents. We get the documents from, I will write it for you here. We will get our documents from publications.gc.ca. Alors, I want to make sure you see that well, and I will make it huge. Okay, here you go. Publications.gc.ca, my friends. This is what we want. D'accord? And I will show you exactly how to navigate through over there. I'm going to write directly on this sheet here, on this document. And I recommend that you have paper lined paper. I know, how primitive. But we need this in order to make lists of words. I do seem to have a bit of a lisp myself. I don't really hear it, but I want you to know I will be reading the document out loud. And I generally have a tremendous phonology. So I apologize if I don't sound so great all the time, but I definitely do have the proper singing and the waltzing that we do in French. With the language, feel free to mimic me. I encourage you to mimic me. Here we go. I will show you now where to get the document. Here I am on publications.gc.ca. Alors, this is alors means and so. And so here we are. I'm going to click on here. Okay, I'm going to type in Compréhension de l'écrit. D'accord, understanding l'écrit. Okay, and it will pop up these documents. Alors, there's manual number 5 and 6, number 5 and 6 here. 5 and 6 we have. We will have also document 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Again, we are looking to start with 1 and 2. D'accord? We don't want to jump ahead. Anybody telling you this stuff, they might be trying to trick you. The more complicated it is, the more expensive it is, and the more profitable it is for the other party. That's what I don't want for you. So, get that document. That's what we are looking for. You will notice that these are also called C258. That is a great way to look them up. So, without further ado, let's jump into picking up some vocab, fresh vocab for us right now. Here we go, my friends. Okay. Question 1. Question 1, 2, and 3. Compréhension de l'écrit. Follow me now. Alors, n'hésitez pas à communiquer. N'hésitez pas à communiquer avec le personnel de la bibliothèque si vous avez besoin d'aide, pour avoir accès à l'un ou l'autre de ces services. One more time. N'hésitez pas à communiquer avec le personnel de la bibliothèque si vous avez besoin d'aide pour avoir accès à l'un ou l'autre de ces services. D'accord. Alors, let's go word for word. Hésiter. Hésiter is equal to hesitate. D'accord? N'hésiter. The N apostrophe is a shrunken version of the word ne. Ne is not a word. It is an indicator. Alors, ne ... pas. To pas is going to be the word not. To not do something. Ne pas. Ne pas is equal to not do something. D'accord. And so, the idea here is that we will truncate it. Why? Because it will be an apostrophe in front of the H, in front of A, O, E, U, I, U. D'accord? Because these are the vowels. A, E, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U is our vowels here, and the H will also have that behavior. And so, my friends, do not care about it. That's a good way to think of it. We don't want to get to the weeds of it. Why? Because we're not doing grammar. We're just trying to pick up words. And apostrophe will come. We tend to think that in English, that would be called a double negative, to not. This is not double negative parce que ne is not a word. It is an indicator. It is just an alert, like a blinker on your car. It is to signal we're alerting you there will be a negation. And the negation in this case is the word not. Alors, it is not a double negative. But let's focus on ne pas hésiter. N'hésitez pas. Do not hesitate. To. A is going to be to. A equals to. De is equal of or from. To could also be, a could also be at. Those are probably the two most common words in the French language. A and de. They are spackled everywhere. If we are hindered by small details, we will not get ahead. We do need to pick up words. Let's continue. N'hésitez pas à communiquer. Communiquer, I think you guessed it. Communiquer is to communicate. D'accord. Alors, to communicate. On va communiquer is equal to communicate. Now, here's the big thing. I want you to know, and I will not be teaching you grammar here. I do teach grammar, but this is not the concept. I'm trying to make it very quick wins here. We want some quick success, picking up words. But I want you to know, with confidence, I can assure you that anytime you see a verb in English that is ate, to irritate, to complicate, to calculate, to conversate, to accumulate, to propagate, to stipulate, to deteriorate, and there are many. All of those will work perfectly en français. They are not French, they are not English. They are Greco-Romain. Greco-Latin. Greco-Latin. Alors, Latin. Greek, Latin, 40% of French, 40% of English. Many of them, the two languages are 80% the same. French and English are both 40% Greek, 40% Latin. A lot in common. We don't want to assume, whoops, that's probably a trick. That's probably a trick word. That kind of thinking, it will not help us. We want to prevent that. People will love to let you know, oh, well, French is hard. It's full of tricks. Forget that noise. It's very convenient for people to say that sometimes. I want you to know, I guarantee you, if it is, I will go like this. If it is 8, it will be ER, which is the ending of a verb. It will exist en français. It will have the exact same definition. I assure you. I am so confident I will put it in what I call huge. I think that's pretty huge. Alors, believe me, my friends, 8 is ER. To stipulate, stipulate. To complicate, complicate. And so on. That is for sure going to be true. D'accord? Let's put that right up there. We already got hesitate and complicate, and we're only 5 words in. Donc, n'hésitez pas à communiquer avec le personnel de la bibliothèque. Alors, let's go over here. I'm going to have to shrink that a little bit, and I apologize for the delay. Now, le personnel. Le personnel is going to be the personnel, the staff. D'accord? Same word en français, en anglais. Now, here's the thing. We have here, not le personnel, we have le personnel, what? Le personnel de la bibliothèque. Of the bibliothèque, of the library. I feel like bibliothèque is a word that we see a lot when we've seen French at any point in our life. La bibliothèque. But the key word here is going to be de. De meaning of. Now, I teach French and I teach English. Alors, one day I was teaching this young, wonderful man, and he tells me, I get it now. Paul's hat means le chapeau de Paul. Ah, very smart young man. That's exactly what it is. Alors, that is how we express ourselves. That's why de here is so popular. De is tremendously popular parce que it means of, which replaces that apostrophe S. Alors, when I have perhaps in English, I could say the teacher's lounge. In French, the lounge of the teachers. And so here we're talking about le personnel de la bibliothèque, the staff of the library. Flip it around, the library staff. Makes a lot of sense. Get used to that form. It is common. And then, n'hésitez pas à communiquer avec avec, avec, with, crucial word. N'hésitez pas à communiquer avec, do not hesitate to communicate with the personnel of the library, the staff of the library. So do not, n'hésitez pas à communiquer avec le personnel de la bibliothèque, n'hésitez pas à communiquer avec le personnel de la bibliothèque si is equal to if. That is tremendously important. Alors, what am I going to do? I'm going to put it in huge, my friends. Put it in huge, Gabi. D'accord. And here it is. Alors, now it is officially in huge. Why is it so relevant? Why do we have that in huge? And right in the middle of the board here? It's because see if is a truly crucial statement in French, in English, in every language. It is a major decision maker. For those of you who are programmers, coders, if statements, pretty much the basis of a lot of coding. Alors, let's go with the idea it is tremendously important. D'accord. And that will be tremendously important to us all throughout our training. Generally speaking, it is a condition that changes everything. If you miss that statement, you surely missed a lot of the communication. Now, you and I here are not interested in answering questions. We are just looking at vocab. If you understand the words, you will understand the sentence. If you understand the sentence, the answer will become obvious. N'hésitez pas à communiquer avec le personnel de bibliothèque si, if vous avez besoin d'aide. Avoir is to have. Avoir besoin de, and I like to capitalize those. They are prepositions. Verbs in French, no grammar here, but verbs in French will have a, de, or nothing. A, de, or nothing. In English, I come up with, I come down with, I'm coming forward with, come on, man, come in, come inside, come up, come down. He's coming around, he'll figure it out. All these different words that can go after a verb. In French, we don't have that luxury. We have very limited prepositions. A verb can have a, de, or nothing at all. Generally, we'll only have one, and we never know which one it is. You will have to learn that. This is what we're here for. Avoir besoin de is what we call in English to need. In English, I don't need of. I need something. I need a pencil. I need help. I need more time. Something. I don't need up. I don't need down. Exactement. What I need is basically avoir besoin de will be to have need of. And that is how we say it 100% of the time. Alors, avoir besoin de. Alors, if I say, si vous avez besoin de, si vous avez besoin de, if this is equal to, if you have need of, to have need of, and now let's take a look at it. To have need of what? What could I have need of? Well, I will put that over here, very clean, very structured. I will move my face. And I will also put that in a different color. Why? I'm a big spokesperson for color coding. I find that it helps the brain. It helps the brain to decipher one part from another. And so, avoir besoin de, to need, to have need of. Now, let's continue with our text over here. Alors, aide. Aide is going to be help. Aider is to help, not the question here. Avoir besoin d'aide, pour avoir, to avoir is to have. Pour avoir, to have. Accès, access sure looks like access. To access. À l'un ou l'autre. Let's put that highlighted. I would like to, first of all, avoir besoin de, I'm going to highlight. Avoir besoin de, I'm going to highlight because that's kind of a unique structure. Locution, it's called. Alors, a locution is a string of words. L'un ou l'autre, one or another. Quite literally, quite like in English, but it is a bit of a string. l'un, l'un ou l'autre. Autre meaning other. Un meaning one, the one or the other. L'un ou l'autre. D'accord? Alors, to make sure we see it properly here, I want to space it out a little bit. L'un ou l'autre. Autre being other. De ses services. Now, we have words. Ses means his or hers. Ses services, the libraries, the library services. Now, in English, of course, real quick, and I don't want to touch grammar at all here, but I'll let you know. If I have keys, I am Paul, and these are my keys. Alors, whose keys? His keys. Because Paul is a guy, the keys are now his. They belong to him. The keys become his because they are who owns it. In French, if you wonder why we have masculine, feminine, it's because the keys, it doesn't matter who owns them. The keys are masculine or feminine. Une clé is feminine. So his or hers is because, in this case, it's plural, but it is une bibliothèque. Alors, un service, une service, doesn't matter if it's a library. It matters that it's a service. Un service. Mon service. Whether I'm a guy or a gal. D'accord? It's not his keys or her keys. Bon. What is his? Say means his or hers. Plural. Pluriel. Un service, mon service, it doesn't matter. Now, I don't want to lose you or confuse you or just cause you to be uninterested. So we're going to forget this. Say will be his or hers. Quite simply, we need to pick up a lot. Vous devez communiquer. You. By the way, vous here, I want you to know that vous is always you. But it could be you polite. It could be you plural. Polite or plural. And that is the same one. Plural you is polite. A little bit like the royal we, if you will, as opposed to tu. Tu is colloquial. It is colloquial, meaning it is a rough, but it's not a rough word. I don't want to say rough. It is a common word. You use tu with your close peers. I use tu with my son. I use tu with my dear pals, but that's about it. Generally speaking, in a professional context, expect a lot of vous and keep it that way. You want people to be respectfully distant. It's the professional tone everywhere. Some people go to the extreme. For example, my father's generation, we're talking about 1939. This man was born in 1939, but he called his parents vous. That's pretty distant. That's very old-fashioned. But tu will mean you, my friend, you, buddy, and we'll see some of those. You, it's like, hey, bud. It's a little bit like that in my mind, and in the professional world, I think we'll agree. So, vous devez communiquer. Devez is going to be, I'm going to move that over a bit. Vous devez. Over here. Vous devez is the verb devoir. Vous devez. Vous devez here is you must, because it's the verb devoir. We don't know how to conjugate yet. It's fine. Let's pick up some words. You do need to conjugate, but that's actual training. I could show you, but not just this video. I want to give you vocab. Alors, devoir is to must. Vous devez communicate avec nous, with us. Nous versus vous. Well, vous is you guys. Nous is us. I will go with capital here. Nous is us. O is the plural. It means at. It is the plural. Sorry. At the, it is not the plural. Au is going to be à plus le, meaning at the, at the numéro, number, numéro is number, de téléphone, téléphone is the telephone, indiqué, indicated, to indicate, 8, back to that 8, E-R, to indicate a number is to show a number, we're pointing at it, alors, indicated, and d'accord, probably indicated here, or something like that, d'accord. Now, I want to put these words over here, and I want to put them in a different color for us. I will put them in orange, very distinct. Okay, now we are here. To communicate with somebody is generally, I want to put this in highlight, communiquer avec quelqu'un will generally mean to contact. Contact us. D'accord. Alors, to communicate is to contact in this context. Vous pouvez aussi nous envoyer vos recommandations. Elles nous aideront, aider, to help. Elles nous aideront à améliorer, to ameliorate. Uncommon, I know, we don't tend to use that too often in English. Ameliorate, to improve. It is an English word, uncommon. Nos services. Alors, vous pouvez is going to be you can. Pouvoir, very powerful word, is to can, to be able to. Pouvoir, vous pouvez, you can. Aussi is a powerful word, it means also. Vous pouvez aussi nous envoyer. Envoyer, I'm starting to run out of room here, but that's good proof that we are learning a lot of words. Envoyer, is generally a verb. Well, it's not generally, it's always. Envoyer à, to send to. Alors, envoyer à, but envoyer to who? To us. You can also, to us, send your recommendations. We had say over here. SES. We'll also have vos. Vos, yours. Recommandation, you guessed it, is the same word, recommendations. Elles nous aideront. They to us will help. Aider, as you see here, to help. To help, aider, it will be aider à. To help, to. Améliorer, to ameliorate. Améliorer, I will write that down, ameliorate. Now that means, in common plain language, it means to improve. D'accord. Our, alors we have vos, we have your recommendations. I will put these words here. Vos is yours, your, and no is our. Okay. Our services. Le service d'aide. Service is a service. Alors, the service d'aide, the service of help. Le service d'aide est offert, is offered. Offert, et is crucial here. Et, est is. It is the word is. Very common. The service of help is offered. Offert is offrir. Offrir is to offer. De is from. From 8 to, alors, we will have to write that somewhere else. But time. When we look at time, you will generally, well, not generally, it will always pretty much be de, from, to, from 1 to 3, from 8 to 9, something like that, from 9 to 5. Alors, from and to, de, from, at, and so let's put that together for the time. It will work well. De 8 heures, from 8 a.m., à, at, to, 16 heures. And the reason for that is because in French we have a 24-hour clock. 16th hour is 12, which is noon, plus 4. 12 plus 4 is going to be, sorry, it's 4 p.m. We're talking about 16th hour is 4 p.m. Alors, very well, my friends, there's a lot of content here. D'accord? There's already a lot of content. If you followed, you now have a list of words like this, and you have them all. D'accord? If you have them on here like this, and hopefully they all say stuff like aide equals help. And let's go with no is equal to our, and vo is equal to your. Depending on your level of knowledge, you will have stuff like this. This content here, my friends, that is your study material. Please study it. We don't care about answering the question. I care about boosting your head with vocab. If you understand the words, you will understand the sentence. If you understand, or the question, if you understand the question, the sentence, then the answer will become obvious. And that makes it very convenient. Let's keep it up. Let's go down. I don't want you guys to answer question 1, question 2, and so on. It is very, very destructive to us. It will it is demoralizing. It is not helpful. There are very ambiguous questions often, and so on. What we want to do here, we'll use this document to pick up vocab and only vocab. And the reason for that is there are various topics. There's a lot of different topics going on here. Very fun stuff, a lot of fun content. I'm going to continue with this document in the next video right now. And so please keep up writing stuff down. This is very flexible. And so let's move on here.